If a person has suffered a spinal cord injury, there are several reasons why it's important to hire a lawyer who's got experience in handling spinal cord injury cases. One is that the lawyer needs to understand what the possible theories of liability would be. So you have to be familiar with the law to know if you have a case or not. For instance, in a product liability case involving a vehicle that may have a defectively designed roof, or a vehicle in which it has rolled over and it should not have, the lawyer has to first of all be able to understand that there could be such a theory of liability to begin with. Without experience, you might not even think of that. The lawyer also needs to understand that you have to prove that the defect in the vehicle was the cause of the injury. So you have to tie the vehicle defect to the cause of the spinal cord injury, and that's not always easy to do, and is something that, again, without experience, you wouldn't even know that that could be an issue in the case. Diving accidents are another good example of this. A property owner has a duty to warn somebody who's on the property of a dangerous situation that may not be known to the person using the property. So if somebody dives off a dock into the water and there's some kind of a pipe under the water that's not visible, the property owner has to notify the person using the property of that kind of a dangerous situation. Again, you have to understand the law to know that that's a possibility. The next thing that's important is understanding the consequences of spinal cord injury. A lawyer with experience knows about the rehabilitation process, knows what it takes to go through this, and we oftentimes videotape some of the rehab process so that a jury can later see it and understand what a person has gone through. Without the experience of knowing what these victims go through, you wouldn't really have the wherewithal to know to even videotape the procedures to begin with. Then finally, the lifelong consequences of spinal cord injury are really the focus of such a case. And we always want to make sure and look at not just the economic impact, for instance, can the person work or not, but the cost of future medical care. And we hire a nurse or a doctor to put together what's called a life care plan. That means a plan that's intended to take into account all the medical supplies, all the equipment, all the therapy, all the money it will cost to take care of a spinal cord victim for the rest of their lives, since they are unable to take care of themselves to a large extent. So for all these reasons, hiring a lawyer with experience in a spinal cord injury case is an important thing to do when you're deciding who to retain as counsel.